Hi everybody and welcome to this channel, Freya's Crone. My name is Melody. For those of you who are new to this channel, welcome, and welcome back to my returning subscribers from my other channel. I'm grateful for each and every one of you guys and all the love and support that you've been giving me on this YouTube journey. All right, you guys can hear me. Check, 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 check. All right, just making sure. All right, so when you come into this video, give me a thumbs up, all right, or Fonzie, by double tapping the screen or just simply hitting that thumb up. Leave me a comment in the comment section below and let me know how this general reading resonates with you. And if you're not yet subscribed to this channel, please subscribe and click on that little notification bell so that you know when I post videos. All right. So this particular video is for the star sign of Libra. And this is a full blue moon in Sagittarius reading for you, Libra collective. All right. So it represents a powerful cosmic milestone for truth seeking, rapid perspective shifts, and shedding outgrown belief system. In astrology, a blue moon occurs when a single calendar month features two full moons, amplifying the lunar energy, offering a rare second chance for total transformation and closure. When this rare lunation illuminates Sagittarius, the fire sign of the explorer, the truth seeker, and the philosopher, it creates an intense urge to break free from limitations and realign with the larger life vision. And I'm going to tell you what, Libra, that is the honest to God's truth. You know, it makes me question a lot of things. I have been questioning a lot of things over the last 24 hours. All right. So it's the ultimate truth bomb. Sagittarius energy demands unvarnished honesty. Narratives, illusions, and excuses you have been telling yourself will likely collapse, allowing you to see the bigger picture clearly. The play it small purge. This lunation asks, where have you been playing small out of fear? It is a massive green light to shed roles, jobs, or relationships that constrain your personal sovereignty. Facing the sun, information heavy Gemini, the Sagittarius moon asks you to step away from data overload, internet static, and endless scrolling so you can tune into your inner knowing. The travel trigger, ruled by Jupiter, the planet of expansion and luck. The moon aggressively fuels a desire for adventure. You may feel a sudden, intense craving to book a flight, plan a weekend getaway, or dive into a brand new realm of study. Again, truth. All right, so Jupiter-related energy directs focus towards broad, infinite possibilities and optimism rather than meticulous, micromanaged planning. Mars conjunct aspect generates intense physical and emotional momentum, prompts forward movement, but warns against rushing blindly. Micromoon status, sitting at its furthest distance from the Earth, its quiet appearance reminds us to aim our goals precisely rather than shouting over the noise. So you're being asked to step back from immediate daily stresses to analyze how your current habits serve the overarching puzzle of your life. Do a Sagittarius fire ritual. Write down the limited beliefs or old burdens you're ready to let go of and safely burn the paper to release them. And pace your energy. Look for subtle signs, synchronicities, and opportunities by intentionally slowing your nervous system down rather than forcing results. Blah, 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 blah. Tongue twisted. All right, Libra. So let's see what the moon energy looks like around you. So you have the north or the south node, but it's in reverse. So somebody in the Libra collective is refusing to let go of some sort of a pattern or a habit or a situation that is keeping you stuck in this lower vibrational energy. So you're being asked to meditate and contemplate. Go within thyself, right? Go within thyself. Contemplate the answers that you seek. Contemplate what these habits are. Contemplate what these habits, these patterns, or this lower vibrational energy that has got you stuck, and see it, right? See why. Somebody could be getting karma here because Pisces does rule the karma energy here. Or somebody could have Pisces in the south node. Looking for my little cheat sheet that all of a sudden is oh, there it is. All right, so Pisces rules the 12th house of karma, secrets, self-undoing, closure, endings, healing, expenses, travel, hidden enemies, and bed pleasures. So what is it in your south node that is a repetitive pattern that is keeping you in this lower vibration, that is keeping you from seeing something clearly? What kind of an illusion are you looking through, right? Something that needs to be resolved when it comes to the home place. It comes to your home, comes to your family, comes to a mother figure, right? This needs to be resolved on a personal level because you keep repeating this pattern over and over and over, and it's very low vibrational. I'm keeping it in reverse. All right. So you need to figure that out, Libra. You need to go within thyself and figure out what this pattern is so that you can let it go, so that you can heal it. What is this hidden pattern or habit that keeps you in this, how do I want to say it? It's like a self-undoing energy, like self-sabotage. Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for. All right. So what lesson is Libra learning in the full moon in Sagittarius? Love. I commit to the practice of seeing the good in all things. So it's all about love, right? So do you secretly love somebody? Do you have secret feelings for somebody? What are you learning a lesson about love? Maybe karmic partners, because the 12th house, which is Pisces, talks about karmic partners. So you really need to open yourself up to seeing why you draw people to you. What is it that you love about repeating these karmic cycles when it comes to love? What do you need to address that needs to be healed? What are you holding back? Health. I will honor the physical vessel enshrines my soul. So there is definitely some sort of health issue that is causing you a lot of challenge, that makes you feel all alone. So it could be mental health, could be physical health, could be emotional health. Maybe you're connected to a Pisces individual, Libra, or somebody who has Pisces moon. Sibling rivalry happening. Come on, get away from the feet. All right. Don't listen to the sibling rivalry. However, it's kind of coincidental that they decided to start as soon as I started this video. So there could be some sibling rivalry happening at home with the Cancer. Sibling rivalry at home that maybe you need to think about, that needs to be resolved, that is a repetitive pattern in your home space. All right, so what are the crows warning Libra about? What are the crows warning Libra about? Please and thank you. You need to go in a new direction. See something from a different perspective. Something about nighttime and the community of people around you who could be throwing rocks, hiding hands. Yeah, so somebody's trying to trick you out of some abundant energy. Somebody's trying to trick you out of something that makes you feel good, whether it's money, whether it's love, whether it's, whatever, right? Whatever your abundant energy is. To me, when I see fish, it definitely talks about prosperity. It also talks about the Piscean energy. So the crows are warning you that there is somebody who could be a water sign, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, strong Pisces. Hold on a second. See, sibling rivalry. So this is a Seven of Swords energy. This talks about, sneaking around behind the back, spine line gossiping, pointing fingers, spreading a lot of lies, spreading a lot of rumors, maybe trying to defame somebody's name, especially when it comes to love. Maybe they're saying a lot, calling them a lot of names, calling them, saying there very, very well could be somebody when it comes to love sneaking around behind your back as well. Maybe you got a sneaky snake in your life. Another thing that I'm looking at, Libra, is this is a repetitive pattern of being in third-party situations, being with somebody else and somebody sneaking off with somebody else. Like I said, cheaters, third-party situations at home, right? Because we're talking about the home life, partners, mother, father, boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, right? A karmic secret at home with somebody that you care about. And I'm sneaking off being with somebody else is something I'm getting here. When it comes to maybe your sexual health, something along them lines too. See, I'm looking, there's 3 crows. Maybe you got somebody in your energy who's only there for what you have to offer them. Like, if the only thing you have to offer them is love, then they're off finding somebody else, right? This is a repetitive pattern or habit that you have in your life, is trusting in love. So you're learning a very powerful lesson when it comes to love, when it comes to people that you love tricking you, people like the little parrots whispering in your ear kind of energy. All right, I think it's safe for me to stretch my feet back out. All right, so let's clarify the South Node in reverse. So it does, don't let your past hold you back, but I feel like this is in a present situation. Yeah, Judgment. So you're being called here. You're being called to find the purpose as to why you keep repeating this cycle. Why do you? Review it, right? Don't let your past hold you back. You're supposed to review it. You're being called to review why you keep letting this repetitive pattern hold you back, right? When it comes to love, when it comes to how you express love, when it comes to commitment. So you got an angel coming through here, right? Calling judgment. See, it looks like a family on there. So you could have a sibling whispering in your ear, right? The family, that's that Cancerian energy. A sibling whispering in your ear, somebody in your family life. Love. What's the lesson of love for Libra? Somebody could be judging you. This could also be talking about self-judgment, self-criticism, love. Clarify what's love, the lesson for love for Libra. Oh, always judge and love due to your past experiences. Yeah, you're having an epiphany. You could have Virgo heavy in your chart. We have a number 11 here. So you're going through a dark night of the soul, is what I see here, Libra. Through this dark night of the soul, you are learning a lot of profound lessons when it comes to the people you love. Family, lover, business, friend. Specifically, family, lover. All right. And you are gaining a lot of insight, right? So you may be finding a lot of answers within yourself about the people that you love and how you've held yourself back, or how you've allowed your past experiences to hold you back when it comes to love. You are mastering some sort of a lesson where you're actually finding the reason, you're finding the purpose through this review, and you are learning that every person, people, situation that has come into your life has all been part of your spiritual growth. This is like karmic lessons, completing karmic lessons here, mastering karmic lessons by letting go of the past, things that have held you back, right? This is coming up for a reason. This is like a lot of wounds coming up for a reason. And you have two major arcanas here. So clarify abundance. Yeah. So the Knight of Gabriel, which talks about, it can either be swift moving energy, or it also talks about somebody who's there for good time, not the long time, right? Somebody who's there for the good time and then they're off to the next adventure. This also talks about the past, right? It could very well be talking about your kid, but it's talking about your past. So you could have a past lover who is judging you harshly, trying to maybe block your intuition. February, we have 269, two people doing the, and then 6-9 does represent Cancer. So you definitely have some childhood wounds here. Family, remember, we have the Cancer energy. Family, childhood wounds. This childhood wound could be saying, well, there's no sense in loving somebody unless they have something to offer me. And I feel like that's what you're doing, right? It's like you really need to trust your intuition. You need to have the courage to make some sort of a move here, by what? Letting go of this childhood wound when it comes to love, when it comes to friendships. For some of you, maybe you really like a friend and you're afraid to make your move because, you could be judging them harshly, or there could be something that was done in the past that you are holding on to, like some sort of a grudge that you need to find forgiveness for. You need to let go of this lower vibrational energy. Like I said, could have something to do with the Pisces. All right. So trickery. What's the 7 of Swords here for the crows? Trickery. So you definitely could have somebody trying to trick you. Yeah, Knight of Michael. So the Knight of Michael talks about choosing logic over emotion. So you have two knights here, no kings, but two knights. So I do feel the lesson is you're going through this dark night of the soul. You are. Of allowing yourself to be in third party situations, allowing yourself to just be that elf on the shelf with people who just want to come in for the good time, not the long time, right? People who don't want to commit to you when it comes to love. You offer your cup of love, and what do? They dump it out, right? And then this is people who judge you, people who just don't see your worth, they don't see your value. So because we have the trickery card here, which represents the 7 of Swords, and you have the Knight of Michael, you need to think on your feet. You need to think on your feet. You have some sort of deception that's got a stronghold over your mind, where you are allowing this ego, this stronghold, to take a hold of how you truly feel because of your past experiences when it's come to love. Not everybody is not a past situation here. And you're going through this dark night of the soul, and you're realizing that everybody who's ever come into your life was part of your spiritual growth. They have left a light on you. They have left you, they have broke you open so that you could see something more clearly. For some of you, you have a special calling here. 611 can be significant. Let me look that up for you real quick, Libra. So at the Seven of Swords and the Knight of Michael, it's allowing your ego to trick you, to play mind games on you because of the things that has happened in the past. I don't know what the heck. It's like I tapped the wrong thing. So maybe you're like tapping on the wrong thing, or maybe you're just like in this energy of confusion. All right. So maybe you're searching for something, and when you go into the search mode, you always get set in these other directions. Like something is blocking you. Some sort of an inner child wound that could be blocking you from taking some sort of an action here. All right. So Libras, angel number 611 is a powerful spiritual message urging you to maintain a positive mindset. That's a Seven of Swords here. Release past fears, and embrace new beginnings. Yes. Embrace new beginnings so that you can start a new life. It combines the nurturing, harmony seeking energy of 6 with the independent, fresh start vibration of the 1, which is double to amplify its influence. The number 1 is a symbol of creation and leadership. In Libra, you are a leader sign. The angels are encouraging you to step out of your comfort zone, right? With the South Node in reverse, step out of this comfortable pattern or habit that you are stuck in that is a lower vibrational energy, and encouraging you to pursue new goals and trust your own abilities, right? Trust that you already have the answers within you. You already know what to do, right? You already know what to do. You need to trust your intuition. There's a lot of fish in this reading. Maintain balance and harmony. The 6 represents family. What did I say about Cancer energy? Domestic life, that's like Cancerian energy, family. And stability. It is a reminder to ensure that you are neglecting your personal well-being or relationship while chasing your goals. Trust your intuition signifies your thoughts are manifesting quickly. The universe is asking you to stay optimistic and focus on what you want rather than what you fear. And what you fear is how you feel. In a matter of the heart, 611 suggests that you may soon reunite with a twin flame or overcome a period of emotional distance by developing a healthier coping skill. So for some of you, you may be on a twin flame journey, and that might be why you are going through this dark night of the soul, and why the South Node in reverse is asking you to answer this calling, right? Answer this calling. Face this fear, right? Focus on love rather than fear. Fear of what has happened to you in the past, such as being in relationships where people are only there to get what they want, and then they're off to the next adventure. This is something that is a wound that you've carried with you since you were a child. So you're very much stuck in the past here, very much stuck in the past. It encourages an encouraging nod from your spirit guides that you are fully supported as you transition into a more fulfilling phase of life. Okay. So, yes, any final notes? So, get out of your head, right? Because you're very strong willed, you're very strong minded, and your mind keeps playing mind games with you that if I go for love, right? If I go after this love that I feel like I'm being pulled towards, that I'm just going to keep getting tricked over and over and over again. I'm never going to trust anybody. I'm always going to think that they're sneaking around behind my back. Because why? Because those are the life experiences that you've experienced. And that is why you're going through this dark night of the soul. So that you can confront these shadows, so that you can learn why these shadows have control over your mind. All right. So let's go ahead and pull some final messages. Yeah, so we definitely, you feel like you feel like you're gonna like lose yourself, right? With the Nine of Ariel in reverse, you feel as though you're gonna lose who you are. For some of you, it's like you feel like you may not be good enough. You may feel like you don't have enough money. You may feel like you don't have enough confidence. You don't have enough courage. For some of you, definitely feeling like you don't have enough money. Absolutely. You are more, it's like you're afraid that whoever you go towards when it comes to love, they're going to be more money based, and you're afraid you're not going to be able to support them. This is, I feel, it's just this unnecessary fear, right? You could also be seeing this person in your dreams, right? Look, 9 of Michael and the 5 of Gabrielle. So the 9 in reverse, the 9 of Swords in reverse, is awesome because this tells me that you are finding your way out of a situation. They don't want you to worry, right? They don't want you to worry. They want you to stop second guessing your intuition. Stop allowing your mind, your ego to guide you, because that's what's keeping you stuck in this fear. The 5 of Gabrielle in reverse talks about letting go of the power struggle, letting go of the power struggle between your head and your heart, and learning to start trusting your gut, because 1995 could be significant for you. 1995 is very significant to you. The year 1995, which is like 30 years ago. So do you have a kid who is like almost 30 years old? Or was 1995 whenever you got in a love relationship and had a child? You take the messages as they resonate. I'm just showing you what I see. So 1995 would be, let's see, 30 years old. Yes. Because my youngest was born in 91 and he just turned 35. So yeah. 20, he'll be 30. He or she'll be 30. So it's not allowing your kids to dictate, like to pull on your heartstrings to dictate you, right? Let go of the power struggle between you and your family members, because your family, if they truly loved you, they would support your decisions, no matter what your decisions are. For some of you, you may, I don't know why, maybe some of you feel like you owe child support, something along them lines. But yeah, 1995 is very significant here. Yeah, something that was hidden behind the moon. So somebody definitely could be hiding some sort of emotion behind the moon. Somebody could have had a dream with somebody in it. Somebody could have psychically intruded your dream and gave you some sort of a message when it comes to love, when it comes to, you don't want to offer this person love because, whatever their reason was. I don't know, right? So that is what I see here. So let's go ahead and pull a final message for Libra. I am seeing 999 because the Hermit's a 9, the 9 of Ariel, the 9 of Michael, all 3 nines. I'm also seeing 1111. So if you're seeing these numbers, this message is for you. So in this Sagittarius new moon, you are learning a lot about the people that you give your heart away to. All right, so we have higher self, solitude, and truth. With two higher self. So your higher self is trying to connect with you, Libra. They're trying to give you the truth. So they recommend that you go outside, sit underneath a tree, ground your energy will be very significant so that you can get the revelation or the aha moment that you need to know here. I am looking for, here it is. All right, Libra. So solitude. So you're not in isolation. You're not abandoned. You're not alienated. Your higher self got you in solitude for a reason. So observation, contemplation, renewal, and listening. And that's why you got this hermit mode here, right? You are in solitude because you're going through that dark night of the soul. Okay. All right. So 13s talk about endings, death, and rebirth as well. So your desire to seek solitude is appropriate at this time. You're being counseled by your higher self to retreat and to renew your soul through quiet contemplation. Right? There it is. Quiet contemplation. Because you got a personal issue that you need to work through. Your nervous system has been overstimulated and you can't absorb any more input from the outer world. Exactly. With this card here, the Knight of Swords and the Seven of Swords, absolutely. Your nervous system definitely has been on overload. Step away and give yourself the necessary pace and time alone you require to revitalize your system. In doing so, you'll begin to sense, feel, and even hear the voice of your higher self, but only when you step into a more neutral surroundings. Reconnect with nature in whatever way is practical given your circumstances. Fully open your heart to your higher self, and even if you fear that you can't make contact, you are making contact. Furthermore, your higher self asks you to take your time when contemplating your circumstances and considering your options. Resist the temptation to yield to any sense of urgency. There is no emergency. Your true direction will make itself known. You will hear that call through quiet meditation. You will have your epiphany. Your higher self also alerts you to the fact that not all the necessary pieces of information to make the best decisions may be apparent yet. Your higher self wisely counsels that sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is do nothing. The message is be quiet and wait. And that's exactly what a lesson that you are learning here, to be quiet and wait because you're waiting for your next step. Right? So while you're in that waiting phase, review these repetitive habits and patterns that have kept you in this lower vibrational energy when it comes to love. Review why you haven't had the confidence and the courage to face these shadows, right? When it comes to money, when it comes to abundance, when it comes to feeling rich at heart, right? So, and you're going to hear the truth. You're going to hear it. You're going to feel it. You're going to know it because your higher self is telling you. Honesty, clarity, discipline, and intellect. Your higher self is present in activating your powers of reason and intellect. It asks you to develop clarity and objectivity when looking at your life rather than interpreting events through the murky and distorted waters of the emotion. Strive to see the reality of what happened in the past so that you can acquire a more accurate understanding of what's going on. You may notice that things that make you uncomfortable or challenge your ethics. Ask your higher self to give you the courage to stand up for the truth and address difficult situations at the core, rather than distance yourself or pretend you don't see the real problem because they make you uncomfortable. Like the child in the fairy tale. See, the child in the fairy tale, the emperor's new clothes. Good point here. Your higher self is motivating you to not only see life more deeply, but also share your perceptions of those around you. So, the fairy tale, the emperor's new clothes, I believe, this is how I remember it, was he went somewhere, okay, and he thought he was getting himself a suit. We're going to go ahead and look it up because I don't want to give you wrong information. It's a fairy tale by Hans Christian Andersen about a vain emperor who loves clothes and is tricked by two swindlers, right? Tricked by two swindlers, two knights here. Trickery, two knights who claim to weave the magical fabric invisible to the stupid or unfit for their office. Everyone, including the emperor in his court, pretends to see the clothes to avoid looking foolish until a child blurts out the truth during a royal procession. The emperor is naked. The story is a satire on vanity, pride, and fear of speaking out against the majority. So the setup: an emperor obsessed with new clothes hires two weavers who promise to make him a magnificent suit that is invisible to anyone who is stupid or unfit for their position. The swindlers pretend to weave on empty looms using the fine materials that were given for themselves. The emperor sends his ministers and then himself to see the progress. Each person sees nothing but pretends to admire the beautiful fabric to avoid being seen as foolish. The emperor parades through the city wearing the new clothes. The townspeople, also afraid to look stupid, praise the non existent garments. A child in the crowd shouts, "But he hasn't got anything on." The crowd then realizes the truth and repeats the child's cry. The emperor knows he's been duped, but continues the procession, unwilling to admit his foolishness though he feels humiliated. So somebody could be trying to humiliate you, right? Somebody could be trying to humiliate you. Um, Vanity and pride, obsessed with clothes, makes them vulnerable to the con. Deception, how easily people can be fooled by those in power or by convincing life. And we do have the two knights here, right? Who are playing somebody for a fool. They're trying to trick them. These two knights are vain, or you are vain, or we could be talking about an Aries that is vain, because Aries rules the emperor energy. And that, if you have loved an Aries in the past, right, this could be why you are stuck in this situation, because you don't want to be fooled again. So explores the pressure to conform and the courage it takes for one person to speak the truth and allows the other to do the same. That is something, Libra. I don't know how that fits in your story, but Spirit wanted me to bring it out. They wanted you to speak your truth. Don't conform to the vanity. Don't conform to the vanity of other people. Stand in your power, stand in your truth, stand in your uniqueness, right? So don't allow somebody who thinks, don't allow somebody's trickery to blind you. because you definitely have two people here who are. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. You take the messages as they resonate with you, right? And remember, you have free will over your own mind. You don't have to battle anybody. The choice is yours. Thank you for watching.